Hi, my name is Brooke Lippman.
And I'm Dr. Deb Lippman.
And this is Wine Together,
a podcast where we drink some wine and have a chat.
So sit back, relax, and get that corkscrew ready.
Santé. Yeah, there we go. French wine today. For those who are keeping up. Not sure if anyone is, but we are. So, it's good wine. We had not seen it in the stores. And then when we saw it, we said, let's get 2 bottles and try it before we do it on the podcast. So we tried it. We really liked it. It's really dark. It's a very dark red wine. Yeah. And even the description on the bottle, it says it's a black wine. So it's a dark black wine. So I like it. I love the photo, of course. It makes me think of Justin, which is perfect because his birthday was yesterday. Yep. So we're filming this the day after his birthday. And it'll drop on Sunday, what is Sunday?
The 14th.
14th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Saturday, 13th.
Okay.
Sunday, the 14th.
Yeah, okay. So it's going to drop on the 14th. But, he loves Sasquatch. And so this has a picture of the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch. And so we love it. I really like it. What do you think of it?
I think it's good.
So what does it make you think of? Like, what do you smell? What do you taste?
Well, right now, my sense of smell is not reliable.
Never mind. I shouldn't have asked that for today.
I'm getting over a cold.
Yeah.
That's why we're filming so late in the week, is because I've had a cold since Saturday, and it has not been fun. I've never been sick this long.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm still sick is crazy.
Yeah, well, I hope it doesn't last much longer.
I know. It's just the congestion. It's nothing else.
I have to tell you, when I went to the pharmacy to get some medicine, because you were asking, you were like, I need something. So, and we can't get Dayquil and NyQuil. Yeah. We just don't have the American stuff. But, so I went there and I, had practiced in my head what I was going to say because, I knew that once I got there, I was going to panic and wouldn't be able to speak good German. So I had practiced in my head everything I was going to say. And I get there and, there's a lady vacuuming the floor. There's a lot going on in the store. They're changing a display. Evidently there was going to be someone there to do a special exhibit that day. And so they were setting up and I thought, oh my gosh, I panicked. And so anyway, when the lady finally came to help me, I said, meine Tochter hat erkältung. Erkältung. That is cold.
Yeah.
Okay. And so she said, Entschuldigung. So I repeated myself. Meine Tochter hat erkältung. She said, Ihre Tochter hat was? I said, erkältung. And she could not understand me. So I got really angry and I said, Haben Sie Papier? And so I asked for a Bleibstrip and paper and I wrote it down. She says, erkältung.
That's what you said. But I
said that.
Okay, because sometimes we think we're saying the correct thing and it doesn't sound correct, and people don't get it. But they also don't try to,
she didn't even try. That's what I was going to say.
This is my issue with certain people when it comes to, other people learning German. Mm-hmm. When you say something and you don't say it exactly correct, some people will just look at you like you're crazy until you say it in English.
Yeah.
and then, like, don't help you instead of correcting you. I've had a lot of people that will help me if I say it wrong. They'll, like, say it correctly. Like, yeah, that's it.
And, but she absolutely was. And then when I spelled it, she was like, oh, and then she said it. And I swear to you, she sounded exactly like me saying it. And I'm like,
yeah, it could also just be the accent. Some people can't understand their accents.
Yeah, so I was, I left there really upset. I thought, my goodness gracious.
No,
but it doesn't matter.
Medicine.
You got the medicine.
It's not like I can just sit at home for 2 weeks and do nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I have other stuff I have to get done.
Let it get itself through you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know. Yeah. It's frustrating. So we got something. We treated those symptoms. It's still in your body. It's still pushing its way through. But you've gone through that medicine, so I don't know if we should go get more.
No, I don't think I need any more of the medicines. Is the worst part is gone. It's just the nose. I think it has to do with me sleeping up on my loft bed. It may be if I slept one night, in a different, in here or something, it might go away.
Up for tonight. You can do that.
I could sleep in here tonight. Because if I tried, sleeping in here.
Because we got this little fan, and we can turn it to where it's facing right up
your face. I could always use my fan in here.
Well, you could, but it's going to be hard to...
I just can't close the door is the problem.
We can close it. We'll fix that. If you're going to do that tonight.
Yeah. I might, because I want to see if it's, just the difference in being up and down.
Why don't you do the whole weekend in here, then? Friday and Saturday night. You need it, because I don't think one night's going to tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I could try that.
So, I will say... I wanted to. I shouldn't say we. This was what I want to talk about. I want to talk about journaling today. Yeah. Because, it is something that it's so funny because I don't want to say I journal and then everybody think, oh, well, she's so good at, she does this. No, I journal. And sometimes I journal on an app on my phone. Sometimes I journal really good in my journals. Yeah. And I have lots. So it's not like I stick to one journal. And then sometimes, I kind of journal on a blog. And I'll use my laptop for that. So, I'm not as religious about it as I want to be. So I'm gonna work. That's my goal, is finish out this year strong with my writing. But today, I had to go. I had to go find cornmeal. By the way, has been an adventure in Switzerland to find cornmeal. But that's a whole nother story for another day. And so I was coming home, and there's a group that I follow on Facebook, and it's basically people who live in Switzerland that are not from Switzerland. And so I was on the page, and somebody said, hey, I'm looking for fellow journalers, scrapbookers, and junk journalers. And I'm like, ooh, junk journalers, what's that? What's a junk journaler? Yeah. And so I look up junk journaling, and my goodness, it's all over social media. And it's what I do. Evidently, I'm already a junk journaler, but I don't like that term because I don't think of the stuff I pick up on trips as junk. Yeah. And so I'm going to come up with a different term with a Swiss German word with journaling, and your dad was kind of helping me today at lunch with that. So I'm going to come up with a different term and not call it junk journaling, but basically, and I know those of you listening probably already know exactly what it is, but it's like when I get my brochures or maps or whatever stickers that I collect, and you stick them inside your journaling. Okay. That's evidently junk journaling.
Okay, 2 things on this. I don't think you have the following quite to come up with a new term for it. And 2, I love the term junk journaling.
Okay, and that's fine, but I think I'm too old to kind of appreciate that because I don't like to think of my stuff as junk. But, it's okay. And I can still come up with the term for me. I don't have to have a following. Okay, I don't need all that. I mean, we kind of do, but we're kind of looking for that. But I just, I will say that I think I've always tried to encourage you guys to journal a little, but I don't expect y'all to do it so religiously that, it's not something you would enjoy, because I want it to be something you enjoy. But I do hope that when I'm gone, you guys will kind of laugh at some of the things I might have put down. Don't be mad, because sometimes I write down my real feelings. Mm-hmm. And so I don't want y'all thinking, gosh, she must have hated our dad.
I get mad at real feelings being written down.
But I'm just saying, there might be some things that I've said about people that y'all be like, oh God, that's so mean. But it's just that at the time I'm kind of going through it. I was actually reading through a journal entry that I wrote last year about this time, and I was not here. And I had met someone, and she was it's so funny. She was a waitress, and the minute I walked in, I had been wanting to try this restaurant for like years, but never got to the area for a long enough period of time. And it's also a restaurant that most people, y'all wouldn't like it because it's like Southern and seafood, and so a lot of it's
what makes you think I wouldn't like it?
Because I don't think you'd like it anyway. But maybe you would. I mean, maybe you would. I don't know. I didn't think that you liked fried seafood.
Since when?
Since ever.
Everything we ate in like May was fried fish from Migros. Like all of that. I love seafood.
This is not fried the way I do it. This is like deep fried.
Okay.
Southern. But anyway, yeah, you should try it. So anyway, you should definitely try a place like this because there's a lot of places, especially in North Carolina, that they call it calabash style.
To the U.S. So
anyway, the waitress sat down at my table. And I'm trying to look at, her name so that I can, write about it in my journal about this experience. And she just sat there and talked to me and just...
Sorry, I got distracted by that photo.
I need to turn things off. I see.
Sorry.
Anyway, it just, I just thought it was so funny. I was reading over it and I thought, wow, she made an impression on me. Mm-hmm. And so I went there that one time, and then right before I left to come back, I wanted to go shopping in that town near there, and that's when I went and got you all that stuff at Belk for Christmas, the luggage and the jewelry.
Ring that keeps breaking.
And so
I found the other gem for it, but there's no point in fixing it.
Yeah, sorry about
Unless we take it to a professional jeweler.
But then, then we're paying more for a repair than we paid for the jewelry. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, how often do you journal?
Not that often.
Do you enjoy it when you do?
I think so.
I think that if it's not kind of a chore, and when you do it, it's because there's a reason or a purpose. Then I think maybe you enjoy it more. But I really want to be the kind of person that journals every single day. And at one point I was, and then I had kids. And guess what? I'm not back there yet. And you guys, my youngest is 23. There's no excuse for me not to be back. There's no excuse. So I've got to really work on that.
You could do like video journals.
Yes, I had thought about that. I've considered that. Yeah.
This is kind of a video journal if you think
it is. It really is. And that's something your dad was saying, because when I was writing my dissertation, he said, you could speak it. Mm-hmm. Instead of having to, because sometimes I would be, especially the way you have to write a dissertation is very academic. You have to be very concise. I'm not a concise person. I ramble. And so, especially in my writing, you were saying about, this story I'm trying to write, and you're like, this is a little too much information. So I got to think of it. I've got to come up with a storyboard type thing that I can use to kind of, even though I want to condense the information, I want it to be kind of a teaching book for kids.
There's apps and websites you can use for storyboards.
Oh, really? Okay. Yes.
Talk to Mason about that.
I will do that. Okay. Because I think that, that definitely, I think that's going to help me. But yeah, I think video or audio type journaling is interesting. It's something I'm willing to play around with. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because, I think that, I think it's, I don't think my story is necessarily so important that somebody needs to know it when I'm gone. But I think that our relationship, the way our family is, I think that something like that would be appreciated by you guys because, I think that there's a lot of times that we say we're going to, be better about our relationships with each other. And then we just kind of, it's not like we're ignoring it. We're not. we're busy. Our lives are different. And, and I feel confident that all of my kids know how much I love them. Mm-hmm. I feel somewhat confident that they all love me back. But I think that, when somebody's gone, you start to think, oh gosh, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that. And I just want to have journals that y'all can just kind of go through and say, I remember when she said this. I remember when she did this. I remember when they went there. Because a lot of my journals are about trips that your dad and I have taken. And that's my junk journaling, because I have brochures and pictures and, yeah. And I always considered that scrapbooking kind of thing. So when I'm adding like stickers and stuff that I've gotten to my journal writing, I don't think of that as scrapbooking. I'm so weird. I have to have everything. If it's a term that I know, I have to have the right equipment to call it that. But anyway, so I'm excited that I learned this term. It's kind of fun, and I didn't realize I was already doing it. So anyway, I might get in touch with that person and say, yeah, I do all that. You want to meet up? Because she lives near Argyle. Okay. Yeah. So Argyle. I don't remember which one. Either one is in Canton, Argyle. Even if it is in the town of Argyle. But anyway. And you might be working near there on Mondays. So we're going to go tomorrow to show you how to get there. Do that little route. That'll be fun. So anyway, tell me, like I stole one of your journals. The journal I just held up, I stole from Brooke, by the way. Okay. I bought it for her, and then I took it back.
Yeah, because you keep buying them for me.
And I was just like, I really like that one. I really, I have a purpose for that one. So sorry. I have to get you another purple leather journal, because I love leather-bound journals. I do, and, so, but yeah, that's something I tend to collect journals. So, it's a little bit embarrassing, but, it's my thing. I need to just fill them all up now. Yeah. So, what would you write about if I said, hey, why don't you go home, go to your room and reflect and journal something?
I don't know. Personal.
Oh, I guess it is. Okay, that's fair enough. Like, I'll leave that.
Yeah, I like to put, like, personal stuff in there.
Oh, okay. All right. Kind of get it off your mind. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I think that's one thing that, yeah, I think that there have been times that I've been upset, and I've probably put some stuff in there that I might not want. But you know what? It's me. And, people can read it once I'm gone, and just know my life wasn't perfect. Yeah, but I don't know. One thing we got to do, though, is kind of get things kind of cleaned up and straightened up. And, I always use that as an excuse not to keep going. So I got to figure out. Yeah. So do you journal kind of just writing in a book like I do, or do you do it on your computer? What do you do? I'm not going to go looking, I promise.
I have, like, stuff on my phone, and then also, like, in notebooks and stuff. Oh, gosh, I need to cough.
Well, we had a good day. Like, yesterday, I went down to the river, and so I was telling you about that, and you were like, oh, well, we go down there and take some photos.
Well, I wanted to take pictures, because I don't take enough pictures. Yeah. And I like this outfit today. So.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun that we were able to do that. So, but... Yeah, it's so funny because, when we have our book, we always, kind of have a different book up there. And Brooke said, oh, I know exactly what I want to put.
No, you asked if I had one, and I said I could put this one up there.
And it says...
Yeah, you can't see it on the camera, can you?
I know.
It says, I'm so happy I could fart rainbows. I always call it doesn't have a unicorn on it, but I always call it the unicorn journal. I don't know why.
That's okay. I think that it's perfect to call it the unicorn journal.
It has like tabs and stuff, like to separate the pages. And it's really nice.
Is it one of the ones we got, because we do this thing?
Flying Tiger, yeah.
We go to Flying Tiger. And we buy some things there, but mostly we go there to get the surprise bags. And so sometimes we do the 5 franc ones, and sometimes we do the 10 franc ones. And and we haven't been in a while, so we're going to have to go back to Flying Tiger.
We don't need more stuff.
We don't need more stuff. Absolutely
That's
do
the
not.
problem, is then you just get a bunch of stuff that you don't
But
need.
it's so much fun. I know, and so I have gotten journals and pens and markers and highlighters from there. So, yeah. Your dad was joking the other day. He said, we could just sell all your office supplies.
Yeah. You could sell 50% and you'd still have a lot.
Yeah, so, I was like, what? No, but I do have a lot of stuff, and we got to figure out a way to downsize it. Yeah, because we've moved the TV out of the office. Yeah, and it still didn't give me any more space. And in fact, it took space off of the top of my dresser. Took things because I had baskets and stuff on top of my dresser. Had some of my big floppy hats up there. I don't know what I'm doing with my floppy hats now. But just because we now put the TV and the PS5 for this end of the apartment in that.
But the problem is I can't reach it to get FC25 out of the PS5 now. To put it in the other PS5.
No, it's not up there, huh?
Is it not?
No.
Didn't Dad have to use my stool to get it up
He did,
there?
but he was having to reach behind the television. So it wasn't, no, it's not that high, I promise.
But I still have to get FC25 out of that PS5 and put it in the other one.
Yeah. I think, I think that we're going to get it all figured out.
A while. I don't think I've played since I got FC25. I need to play it more. I just, don't have time to play video games, and then when I do, I just don't.
Yeah. And it's funny, I think, because I find that, and this is probably strange to me, but it might be other people too. In the winter, I don't go outside as much. Mm-hmm. And so I struggle in the spring and summer to get everything done. Yeah. I can't get my cleaning done. I can't get my organizing done. I don't get my writing done unless I take my journal out with me. Yeah. And I find I have more time in the winter to do that because I don't go outside as much. I'll go out for a walk and, I'll get back in and I'll be doing stuff inside. And so I always kind of look forward to late fall and winter here. And then, of course, last year I wasn't here for most of it. And so I can get more stuff done. And so that's one thing I'm kind of looking forward to because we're here we're in the middle of September almost. Yeah. And so, I'm going to be able, it's like very soon I'm going to be able to get stuff done. And I'm really excited about that. Really, really excited about that. Because, it just, I mean, the days are shorter. Mm-hmm. So I'm home. Yeah. And, I tend to, it just does better for me. So, but I also feel like, if I'm inside the apartment, I'm eating more junk.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, I don't know, how to fix that. So, but and it's also cheese season here, just to let you know. Now it's cheese season, so guess what? It's like my clothes aren't going to fit in the spring. I just know that they're not, so I got to really be careful with that.
Well, if you're training for a marathon.
Right, exactly. So, that's,
Does he have a specific marathon? Is that why? No, he just wants to run a marathon.
Just a marathon. And so, my guess is he would choose a Marine Corps marathon. Okay. Because he is a Marine.
Okay, and also, what was him asking about when my passport expires?
Oh, because we were talking about your niece coming over. Okay. And he said, I bet because she was so young when she got her passport, it's going to expire when she turns 18. And I was like, I don't know. When does Brooke? I said, because Brooke got hers before she turned 18.
So, that's not how passports work, and he should know that. If you get a passport when you're 12 or younger, it lasts for 5 years. Mm-hmm. I think 12 and up, it might be 16 and up, actually. But it's 10 years. It lasts for 10 years.
Well, niece was 13 or 14.
Okay.
So when she came, I think 14. I think she had just turned 14.
Did you ask?
I have not because I thought we just now started this conversation and
I was just confused as to why he wanted to know.
Yeah, and so we were like, I said, I can guarantee you Brooks didn't expire when she turned 18 because Brooks been traveling back and forth for all these years for school. So I knew yours didn't expire at 18, even though you got yours, And so he said something, but he said maybe, because he did say that actually. Yeah. He said maybe it's 12. Maybe it's 12 and under that it's only for 5 years. And so either way, we don't know. We got to find out if my granddaughter's passport is, good. And, we got to figure out when this time's going to happen. And, but yeah, kind of excited because, Yeah, so it's exciting to think that we're going to have visitors, and I mean, obviously, it's going to be a few years probably, but still got to talk to her parents and get that all straightened out. And I would love for them to come visit. Oh my goodness, I would absolutely love for them to come visit. So but there's just what time of year is best? Because obviously, you and I are going to be really doing some traveling here in a few weeks. Yeah. For when we get to December, Christmas markets and stuff. I know you and Dad kind of have tentative plans for a trip in October. Yeah. But that is perfect for me because that's gonna, that's still the time of year that the day is getting shorter. I'm going to be inside the apartment more. I can clean more, and y'all be out of here, so I can get under stuff and clean under stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Not that I don't want, I feel so bad when I say I'm ready for y'all to get out of here. Yeah, it's not. There's really a reason. I mean, it's never just I'm tired of you. Yeah. But I'm kind of hoping there's some fun, exciting trips coming up, and for us to get all over Switzerland. I've been trying to write down. We had started a couple of different hikes, at least 3 that have several stages to them, and one we started, like within the first year of us being here, the Via Jacobi, and it's got 33 stages, and I don't know how many we've done. We also started the Via Gottarda and the Eurocrest Trail. So I want to get all the stages written down in my little book, which I have the Via Gottarda written down. I have the Via Jacobi written down. I need to write down the Eurocrest stages. And then I highlight them in orange if we finished it. Yeah. So I want to see kind of where we're at on those. Okay. You going to hike with me some this winter?
Maybe, hopefully. I like the hikes similar to like what we did in St. Luke. Like I want to do hikes like that.
Short but high. You like going up.
I do. I actually really do. It makes my quads feel really nice.
Yes. So you're a climber as well.
I really prefer climbing. Yeah, unless I'm running.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, I'm all for it. Then how? I mean, I definitely
wouldn't call that one short though.
It was only 3 kilometers.
Oh, was it really?
It took us an hour and a half to do 3 kilometers. It was that. It was steep, and we had to go slow because we had to be sure-footed. Some of the path was so narrow that a single foot was actually, if you had one single foot down, part of your foot was hanging over the edge.
So do you think because I could do that I actually could do Oberdorf?
Absolutely. You and I could do Weissenstein. Whatever. And how'd you know that's what I was going to say? I need you to do Weissenstein.
Because you said it was like short and steep before.
It's short and steep. It is short and steep. And there's one part, and it's so funny because
I did that whole thing without like poles.
Yeah.
And so I was like, but I don't think I could do poles on that because I don't understand how you guys did it.
And that might have slowed us down some. I honestly probably could have used my hands better than my poles, but. I'm just sometimes I just don't have that confidence in my sure-footedness anymore like I do when I was young. Yeah. When I was young, man, I could run through hiking trails. I hiked, up and down and honestly never thought of course I'd trip over roots and rocks. It's not hiking unless you trip over roots and rocks.
I mean,
that lets you know you're on a trail.
I run on the Vonderweg, so I mean, it's not. And I've run up on the one with the Helsana Trail up there.
Oh, really?
I have, It's not, there's not enough to be running it, though.
Yeah, and also part of it has now kind of, some trees have been kind of knocked down on part of it.
I mean, when I went and did it, this was like last year, I saw like 3 deer, I saw a fox. It was really cool.
It's beautiful over there, right? Yeah. So, okay,
but it takes like 15 minutes to walk over there.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
So, we're definitely going to do Weissenstein. Yeah. We either need to do it before November or in April. Okay. Because it gets so many. I lost a boot. We were trying to do Weissenstein. Our very first time trying it. No, I guess it was our second time trying it. Yeah. I put my foot down, and it was winter, and my foot came out, and there was no boot, and like had to dig in the mud to get my boot. And needless to say, I was quite upset. So, gotta really watch. So it can get really muddy over there, and so I think that. But yeah, I mean, I think you could do it if you climbed St. Luke.
Yeah,
it was over 300 meters climbing in just a very short 3 kilometer. Yeah. And we had rocks and thin trails and having to deal with people.
And I still had to go
coming at us with mountain bikes on trails that weren't meant for mountain bikes.
And I still had, we already talked about it. Yeah. I still had to go up before you guys.
You did. Because I was like, oh my God, I am dying here. But we weren't, the thing is, you know, of course it did wear me out, and, you know, I climb slow now. Yeah. And so, but I've found that I can go further without a break if I climb slow. Yeah. And so I've just kind of started to change my pace climbing. And so, yeah, you were able to just kind of go at your own pace and meet us at the restaurant.
Yeah. That was kind of nice. It was mostly straightforward.
Yeah.
I mean, at the beginning, there was no way I would have been able to
go but once, you guys. And that's what we thought. We thought, okay, well, she can find the restaurant from here. And that's why your dad said, hey, just go on, we'll meet you at the restaurant.
I mean, to be fair, that last one, it was like this.
Oh,
it wasn't even a hill. It was just straight up and down.
I was watching you go. I was like, I'm going to get up that way. Todd says, you can go around this way. So I had to add kilometers to mine. I don't to do a little.
No, I think I went the wrong way. I think you were supposed to go around.
Oh, really? Okay, because I'm telling you, that was straight up. And I was like,
but I was like, I'm going to do it. Because once I got like halfway up, I was like, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, well, you know, and then you got to commit, right?
Yeah, I was like, at that point, I was like, I'm already committed. I'm not going around.
And that was, you know, Sunday we had quite a bit of climbing. We climbed over 700 meters on Sunday. Okay. And it was a lot of up and down. And there were some pretty steep parts, but I was going slow, and it was so funny because we got separated on the trail.
Yeah.
And I just kept going because I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm committed to the trail. And so your dad sends me a text. He says, I don't think I want you walking up there by yourself. It's kind of a tough, I mean, it was a tough trail. There were a lot of passes. Like, we would come down the side, and we'd have to do this pass before we go up the other side. And some of those passes, you could tell, you know, that the spring thaw had been kind of rough, and there were boulders moved and trees in the path where the snow tends to become a waterfall or a stream. And so some of those passes were pretty tough to go over, big pieces of rock, big pieces of trees. And so I was like, well, I'm committed to the trail. That's what my text was. I said, well, I'm committed to the trail, so I'm going on. And so the next day he says, aren't your legs sore? And I'm like, no, are your legs sore? He said, yes, I was having to run up the hill to try to catch you. And I was like, I was going slow up the hills. You know, he had fallen behind, and so I didn't know what to do. Yeah. I asked, do you want me to wait? No, keep going.
He brags so much about all his biking. That's not help him.
It does help, because his calves, I guarantee his calves and knees are stronger than mine.
Yeah, but it's about the quads and the glutes really is what's going to help with climbing.
And I have to say, now that I know I'm a climber, because I can remember when we first started hiking here, it was so different than hiking in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about like the difference between 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago and now.
Yeah, and so, but now,
just walking in the city.
Yeah, just the fact that we walk everywhere.
I walked down to the river in heels. Like, I did have to go a little bit slower and, like, a little more carefully, but I still did it in heels.
Place that we have just a few steps away from our apartment building. And it honestly, because when you get to the river, you go down, and so there's that embankment that kind of shields all the buildings. So you feel like you're in a completely different place.
Yeah.
And it's so peaceful down there. And I absolutely love it. And that's what your niece was talking about. She's like, I remember going there. And she said, I want to come back. So I was like, absolutely. I mean, because it's beautiful down there. And I love the graffiti. I know a lot of people like, well,
then I can force her to start editing the videos for us. Then I don't have to do it.
That's a tough thing. I know it's kind of tough. But, we got lots that we need to do, we want to do. So we're just going to keep trudging along. We're just going to keep pushing it. We're going to save some of this wine for your dad for later.
Yeah, I mean,
there we go. I know tonight is Friday night, so we wanted to, sometimes we do cocktails. We used to do dance parties before Brooke was here. I don't know if we'll do a dance party tonight, but we kind of want to make some Irish coffee tonight. So
yeah, I got some stuff to do.
Last week, was it the Negroni when we did last week, or was that 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks.
We kind of went crazy. Negroni?
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, we went Negroni crazy. We have had so much fun over that.
On here sometime.
Absolutely, and we'd like to do it his style with 2 shots of gin. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah. What was last weekend? Oh,
we went out on Friday.
Oh, we went out on Friday. That's right. But Dad and I got old, and old people had to leave early. So
we only had 2 more drinks after you guys. So
okay. Yeah, but still. And then you wake up Saturday sick with the cold.
I thought I was.
I mean, it was so sudden.
Genuinely, I really thought I was just gonna have to deal with a hangover, and I had a cold.
It was not.
That was. I would rather have had the hangover because at least it would have been gone by Sunday.
Yeah, but okay. Well, it's football season.
Yes,
and so Sunday nights. Oh, you know what? It's double football season.
It's double football season.
It is, and
you
so
guys can watch American football.
We did Sunday.
You know what?
Now we
I can be like, well, no, you have a TV in your room, so you can just go watch in there, and I get the big TV to myself.
I think there might be some little fights between you and your dad over the TV.
He's the one that put the TV in your room.
I know. I was like, and when he said because we had talked about
the big TV is mine now.
Having a bigger TV, like. We had talked about, because the intention was to leave the television in the office.
Yeah.
And then eventually get a TV for our room.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it came about last weekend that we moved the TV out of the office. I don't know how it all happened. I really don't.
Yeah.
But now the TV is in our room. And I had been so proud for 6 years not to have a TV in our bedroom. I was so excited about that. But now I've got a TV in my bedroom.
To be fair, like the way my room is shaped, they shaped it purposefully so you can't have a TV in there.
You definitely cannot have a TV in that room.
There is no way.
But you know what it would make? That room, and I'm not trying to get rid of you.
Yeah.
But that room would make a perfect sewing and craft room.
It is a really nice room.
It's got lots of natural light. Oh my goodness!
Well,
gracious.
I mean, I'm trying.
And
to
you do a lot of good crafts in there.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to move out at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, talk to your friend from Portugal. He might know some good ideas for you about thinking about jobs because he has a friend from Portugal that lives in Bern, and so. But anyway, I know their field of expertise is so different than yours.
I was just walking to the train station yesterday with one of my castmates, and he was telling me about some stuff, and so I need to message him about something.
So. I'm so glad you spoke to him about that. That's wonderful. Yeah, and that's this is the way it's going to go. We're going to have to have the conversations with people. But we really hope that y'all have enjoyed this conversation. We've had a lot of fun today. Yeah.
We'll be back next week with a new bottle of wine and a new topic. In the meantime, if you want to join the conversation, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Wine Together Pod. Join our Facebook group, Wine Together Podcast. And if you don't want to miss out on our regular weekly episodes, along with all of our bonus content, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, as well as liking, subscribing, and commenting on our YouTube, Wine Together Podcast. And that was perfect. I'm so proud of that.
Very good. It was perfect. And the key word there was subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.